Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor of the Tenkar's Tavern blog, Discord server, Mimi group, yada, 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 yada. Tonight we kind of kicked off the first we had individual sessions of Joe the Lawyer's AD&D 2E game in the Forgotten Realms. And holy shit, I ran 2E for a decade. Don't think I ever really played in a session of second edition, except for Gen Con. I was just the DM. So it's actually I did get a chance to play some money, but most of that was also GMing. So it has I say getting my feet my C feet ready for this game. And I'm also realizing too, it's been a while since I've actually steadily played in a game. Probably well over a year. Now I had uh, played at TotalCon, played my first 5e session. No, not ShireCon. TotalCon played in two non D&D, non D20 games. Had a great time with both. Uh, yes, over the last two out of the last 3 Fridays, uh, our dungeons, our random party generator D&D live stream, we did do Shadow Dark once with Matt Jackson running it, once with Rob Conley, but they were one-offs. Like they were one-shots. It's like a con game. You don't have the same I need to keep this character alive type of mentality or want to try to keep this character alive. So instead, now, Joe the Lawyer, Joe's campaign has kicked off. We've got a number of players. It's going to be every Sunday night from 7 to 10. And it feels good to get back into that steady thing. The steady game where you can think about what you're going to do next, what the party's goals are. One shots are a lot of fun, but a steady campaign is usually where it's at. So this screenshot on the screen is from Roll20. It's a hand-drawn map by Joe, the town that we were in as the adventure kicks off. And my character is Findalen the Unbalanced. He's a gnome specialty priest. And I'm actually, it's funny. When I used to run D&D, whether it was AD&D 1E or 2E, heck, even when I run Swords and Wizardry, finding somebody to play a cleric or a priest, whatever you're calling it in your game, is hard. I tend to play them quite frequently because I'm not looking to be the best fighter or the best spellcaster. I'm looking to be a decent fighter and a decent spellcaster and able to fill in a role that the party needs as opposed to being a role that the party needs. So I like to play that auxiliary type of character. So my specialty priest, who happens to be an Omish, gets some thieving abilities and gets some illusionist spells. For me, it makes it a very viable, flexible character, and I can have a lot of fun with. So I'm eagerly looking forward to next week's session. I don't know if we're going to do recaps on Sunday night recaps on Joe's sessions. We could. I'm sure Joe will be doing that on his channel. But I got to say, in March, I've got to play under three very strong GMs. Matt Jackson, Rob Conley, Joe the Lawyer. Each one is extremely different in the manner of how they run it. Matt is loosey goosey. He's very much how I run games. Uh, Pretty much theater of the mind. Um, very much ready to improv. Love it when the party challenges me to have to figure out something on the spot. Rob is somebody who's apologizing for not having the dynamic lighting set up for his adventure with the one shot in Shadow Dark. Joe is somebody who has 20 pages of house rules for his 2E campaign, and was asking me if I remember the vision I had for a one-shot from 2 weeks ago, our session 0. And I was like, I know I had a vision. He had to resend it to me. That's what you're looking at on the screen right now. There's no way I'm remembering that shit. I'm being honest. So thankfully he sent it to me and I shared it to the rest of the party. But so Joe is meticulous with how he sets things up and the time he puts in and covering all the bases. And then the bases that aren't even thought of as being in the ballpark are probably also covered. And it just reminds me of how different we all are as GMs when you come to the table, especially at a convention. Every table you play at, every GM you play with brings something different, brings different strengths. And as a player, you have to be able to adjust your gameplay to your GM. It makes it a much better experience for everybody when you're all on the same page as your GM. You're not fighting their style. I don't have a problem with any of my GM styles. They're all valid. They're all fun. We all had a blast, and that's the whole thing too. Right? When you wrap up the session, you're like, "Holy shit! 3 hours is gone already." You know you're in a good game. You know you're with a good group, and the group I'm in, there's a couple of players whose names I've known of but have never actually met before. It was great to actually meet these people, get the game with them. So, tomorrow, what does Monday bring? Possibly some news. I think Tuesday is going to be the D&D, I don't know, expose. No, the D&D video from D&D Next, where they're going to give you the updates and all the other wonderful stuff. Maybe there'll be an update on the status of the older SRDs. I don't know. I doubt it, but we might get lucky. Wednesday, we have a live stream. We have a special guest. We have special guests throughout the end of the month of April. So if you like it when Mike and I have guests coming in, you'll be well set. Other than that, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. Like I said, I'll be back again tomorrow. God bless. Laters.